So a couple more questions for you, just in respect to your time. This is not a new perspective for you, this idea that you can build these bridges or coalitions across party and ideological lines in defense of civil liberties and against war and the like. I remember very well when you were running for president in the Democratic Party in 2007, and you were asked who might you consider to be your vice presidential running mate, and you said at the top of your list would be Ron Paul, the longtime conservative Republican congressman from Texas, who was so interesting because he was one of the most principled opponents of warmongering foreign policy and the neocon ideology, but also in defense of civil liberties. Talk about what it is that you were, because I remember how shocked and even indignant a lot of Democrats were that you would say something like that. But what is it that you saw back then, and how do you think it applies now to your candidacy and to our current political state?
Thank you so much. That's a terrific question. Well, first of all, Ron Paul and I saw a point of coalition on the issues that related to war and the folly of the United States going into one war after another. And so we worked closer together, and we were joined by others such as Walter Jones, rest his soul, and Jim Duncan and others. And we articulated a point of view that war is not inevitable, peace is inevitable. We should, use diplomacy, and we should remember these wars are put on a national credit card, and they're breaking our nation's capacity to meet the real urgent needs of our people. Ron Paul is a straight shooter. He's a good man. What I tried to do in Congress is to build personal relationships with people. I knew there were things we're going to disagree on, but the things that you might agree on can really change the direction of a country. And so when I mentioned Ron Paul's possible running mate in 2007, despite the fact that I gave some of my colleagues then the vapors, I felt it was really important to be able to show that my view is not dichotomized. I don't think in terms of polarity. I have a unified field theory view of the country and the world, that we are the underlying dynamic of the world. I believe is human unity, that we're interdependent, we're interconnected, and the human genome theory says that 99.9% of us were all the same. So war then is stupid. War defies the logic of the universe, and so I'm looking for always an opportunity to draw order from the chaos that seems to be ever present. And when I traveled the country twice as a presidential candidate, I witnessed that underlying unity. Partisan politics looks for ways to try to divide people in order to build the fortunes of political parties only for the sake of having power. And, George Washington and others warned about the dangers of partisan politics. And I'm saying right now, as an independent candidate for the United States Congress, I intend to make a difference and to work with people on both sides of the aisle to address our commonalities, to address the mutual interests of the American people, whatever their political philosophy or political party. But we need to start looking at the world as one. We cannot continue to proceed with the idea that there are enemies out there that need to be destroyed, because that thinking ultimately will destroy our own country.